Our agreements with President Biden are being implemented. They are implemented with high accuracy. ATACMS has proven itself. Glory to Ukraine.
So obviously we saw President Vladimir Zelensky talking about receiving ATACMS missiles as well as their employment on the battlefield as they were used against airfields in Berdyansk and Luhansk against Russian targets. Now, these missiles have been quietly delivered by the United States over the past few weeks so as not to cause attention to the Russians. The Russians, if they knew these ATACMS were en route, they would have moved a lot of their assets out of range of them. So it was a secret deal that took place last month between President Biden and Zelensky to get these on the battlefield. And today was the first day we saw them employed. Now, the reason I'm showing this shell or the casing of the missile is because there is a manufacturer's date on here, and that is important. 1096, October of 1996. The reason this is important is because it gives us a clue as to the variant of the missile that was used. This is an M39 variant, not an M39A1. And this is important because the M39 has a range of 165 kilometers. Everything in this yellow band is the ATACMS M39. Had it been an M39A1, it would have been in this red band, 300 kilometers. The reason we know this is because the M39A1 was developed in 1997 and fielded in 1998. With the date of 1996 on that missile case, we see that it was probably an M39 variant, meaning that it has a range of 165 kilometers. Why this is important is because unless they received M39A1s, they're still out of range of things like the Kerch Bridge and much of Crimea here. But everything in yellow is in range of this ATACMS missile. These missiles struck two locations along with some glide bombs that were issued to Ukraine as well. We saw some cluster munitions from the glide bombs. So this was a multi-variant attack on these two airfields. One was in Luhansk and the other was in Berdyansk, right in here. So the glide bombs employed along with the ATACMS destroyed a significant amount of equipment. In fact, this is, according to many open source intelligence sources, this may be the largest single loss of aircraft Russia has experienced ever. Now, here is footage from the Berdyansk attack, and you can see, you just watched, there's going to be various ammunitions and fuel stores cooking off during this attack.
А вот это БК уже пошел. Так, вертолет куда смотрит? Туда? У четверки они туда смотрят. Холодно, пизда. В натуре? Да. Ой.
О, нифига, он туда отрабатывает. БК прям по ним.
Now, it's worth noting that we know that there's M39s employed by the Ukrainians right now. We don't know if they have the longer range variant, but this is a significant step forward. And if they receive ATACMS with 165 kilometer range, they may be able to receive the ATACMS with that 300 kilometer range. What we would likely see out of the United States is an agreement from Ukraine not to attack what is considered the mainland of Russia, which is basically all of this in red here. Obviously Belarus being right here, but it would open up the ability for Ukraine to strike the entirety of Crimea. But for now, they're at least receiving these glide bombs and the M39 variant of the ATACMS, which puts some of Crimea and all of the remainder of Ukraine, the Ukrainian held territory, or excuse me, Russian held territory in Ukraine, within range of Ukrainian rocket artillery.